The Chicago Bears ran practice today in shells, meaning that there was no tackling or pads, and Nate Davis was out there with the starting offensive line for the first time in a minute, and it looked good from just the looks of it. Along with that, it was Yannick Ngakoue's first practice at Hallis Hall, and right now he is currently in a ramp-up period, but was already turning heads. There was also a few roster moves today that I'll be going over, along with the first depth chart released for the 2023 Chicago Bears. Defense won the day according to reports. It's been a back and forth between the two, but both are making adjustments and continuing to make each other better. Hello everyone, welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Thank you as always for tuning in. Before I get more into today's news, please make sure you hit that like button as it helps grow my channel. Put your thoughts in the comment section below about the highlights that we're going to talk about today. And if you haven't already, if you please could hit that subscribe button. So let's start with the unofficial depth chart, or way too early depth chart that was released by the Chicago Bears today. I'm going to go through the starters and then just a few other people that shocked me. We tweeted about the official depth chart, so make sure you go look at that if you want to give a more in-depth look at it. But the starters today, not too much shocking, but a few shocking moves from other guys that are a little lower on the depth chart than expected. So going through the starters today, we have Justin Fields, obviously at quarterback, Khalil Herbert at running back 1, Kareem Blasingame at fullback, wide receiver 1, DJ Moore, wide receiver 2, Chase Claypool, wide receiver 3, Darnell Mooney. On top of that, we have left tackle Braxton Jones, left guard Tevin Jenkins, center Cody Whitehair, right guard Nate Davis, and right tackle Darnell Wright, followed by tight end Cole Kmet and tight end Robert Tonyan. A few guys on the offensive side of the ball that are a lower on the depth chart than I expected was Dante Pettis is actually wide receiver 7 right now after having a strong season last year with Justin Fields. It looks like he's going to be fighting for a roster spot. Alex Leatherwood is actually at left guard instead of tackle, which he was drafted into the NFL for. Good to see the Chicago Bears moving him around and testing him at new areas. Equanimeous St. Brown is pretty high on the chart. That's someone that you want to look out for that's going to potentially make this roster, definitely due to his blocking ability and big body wide receiver. Travis Homer is running back 5, a guy that was brought in on a 2-year contract. It looks like that he's not struggling at camp, but other guys are impressing a little bit more. And speaking of that, Rashawn Johnson is running back 3. Foreman is running back 2. So a lot of predictions, but Rashawn Johnson, a lot of people are kind of shocked by that he's not RB2, but he has had a couple drops. He has been injured. So Bears are probably taking a precautionary action. But Khalil Herbert, if he's going to want to hold on to that RB1 spot, he's going to have to improve pass blocking pretty quickly. Let's go over to the defensive side of the ball. Starting at left edge, we have DeMarcus Walker, defensive tackle Justin Jones, defensive tackle Andrew Billings, defensive edge Yannick Ngakoue, linebacker TJ Edwards, middle linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker Jack Sanborn, quarterback Jalen Johnson, quarterback Kyler Gordon, safety Eddie Jackson, and safety Jaquan Brisker. No shocks there, but let's break it down a little bit more. Couple of big shocks though. Trevis Gipson was ranked the 4th string edge. Not a good look right now. A little bit kind of shocked by that, to be honest, as you can tell by my reaction. But also, Kendall Vildor is cornerback 10 on the roster right now. He is last on the chart at the moment. Pretty shocked by that move by the Chicago Bears, considering he is a veteran, but he hasn't been making a lot of plays at camp, and a lot of guys have been definitely outpacing him, so keep an eye on the cornerback room. Those are the main depth chart callouts. Again, go to our Twitter and make sure that you check out the rest, but let's go into the offense. Justin Fields today got a B. Usually I give him an A, but the reason why he gets a B today is because he struggled tremendously on the deep balls. According to many reports, it's going to happen because they really haven't been doing the deep ball with him a ton, but it's something that, especially with all the threats that he has, that the Chicago Bears want to address immediately. Defense brought it today, though. There's no doubt about it. Fields was under a ton of pressure in the beginning, on top of that, on all his deep ball passes. So take it with a grain of salt, but he did make a lot of really good decisions on short routes, on top of it, mid-pass routes, and he did have a few deep ball touchdowns today, DJ Moore, Tyler Scott, and Darnell Mooney. So overall, looking like a very good unit. I gave him a B today. And as you've noticed, is that the Bears offense and defense always seems to switch off who wins practices, so don't worry too much about it. Wide receiver room, good news. Darnell Mooney looks 100% as he is going very hard at practice right now. Either A, wanting that contract extension, or B, wanting to show the haters that he is back, or 3, a combination of the both. But Darnell Mooney looked very good today, especially on a lot of deep balls. He was one of the positives from the deep ball game. Tight end news, no Cole Kmet out there today. Was a little shocked by this move. could be just because they're giving him a rest day. It was a shell day, so not a big deal. Also bringing in Mercedes Lewis, getting him up to speed. Want to give him as many reps as possible. So Cole Kmet might have been sitting for that reason today. Nothing to cause for concern yet, but if he keeps continuing to sit out, we'll definitely bring that up. The offensive line news is that Nate Davis was back today, and he was holding his own pretty well, all things considered, according to reports. Braxton Jones, though, was the guy that held his own absolutely. He went 3 for 1 on bull rush attempts, one of them being from Andrew Billings, the strongest guy on the roster, and Braxton Jones looked very positive today at left tackle. Good news to hear, as we haven't heard much about Braxton Jones because a lot of the focus has been Darnell Wright. Tevin Jenkins, though, struggled today, according to reports, but I take it with a grain of salt because these guys aren't in pads, so they can't do as much as they want as an offensive lineman versus defensive linemen who practically have to do the same thing. It's just that they're just wearing more weight when they are in pads. So take it with a grain of salt, but Jenkins, according to reports, did struggle today. Injuries, updates, and roster moves. Nate Davis was again back at practice today. We signed tight end Lacken Pitts, a 6'6", 256-pound tight end. We waived Jake Tongs today. Best of luck to him. And no Lucas Packers or Rashawn Johnson again today. Rashawn Johnson was out there doing a few drills, but was not in any plays. And Lucas Patrick, it looks like he's still nursing the injury he obtained last week. Dominic Robinson, since putting on number 90, has looked like an absolute beast, getting in the backfield multiple times today and getting a lot of pressure on PJ Walker and Justin Fields. Javon Dexter's slow day at Family Fest was a total joke because he was full steam ahead at practice today, having himself another big day along with Zach Pickett. Yannick Ngakoue, someone that we want to talk about, was getting ramped up today. He was out there with his teammates looking good, getting to know the guys a little bit more, but also coaches were working with him in individual drills, and he is one fast edge, let me tell you. Roster and injury updates from there. No Jaquan Brisker again today, along with Dylan Cole and Tremaine Edmonds, and we signed Barrington Wade, a linebacker, to a contract. Final news of the day is that we waived kicker Andre Smith, the Vernon Hills native. Best of luck to him. Could be on the practice squad, making room for guys on the roster, but that's all the updates I have from special teams. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, have a great day.